What is up, guys? It's yours truly, Delboy. Hope you guys are doing well. Apologies for the husky voice. Bit of a cold, a bit of a wild weekend, but yeah, we'll try and make it through this video. But yeah, Julian Williams defeats Jarrett Hurd in a minor upset in what was a brilliant fight. Julian Williams is now the IBF and WBA Super Welterweight Champion. Really enjoyable fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. And given all the negativity we've seen in boxing in the past few months, it was just refreshing to see two no-nonsense guys go at it in a really good fight. You know, both guys come across fairly humble. Both guys have a track record of wanting to fight the best. And these two put on a good show. So, as a boxing fan, that's all I really ask for. Obviously, I want to see guys fight good competition and hopefully along the way, see some good fights. So, consider me a happy customer. But Julian Williams thoroughly deserved his decision victory. I felt in this fight he was outstanding. During the lead up to this fight, I felt Julian Williams would play the boxer-puncher / outboxer role. I felt Julian Williams would try to get on his bike, pop a consistent jab, and look for counters. That's how I felt going into this fight Julian Williams would fight. But he did do that at stages. But what surprised me was the fact that for 60-70% of this fight, Julian Williams decided to fight Jarrett Hurd on the inside. And that's where Jarrett Hurd gets most of his work done. If you look at his fights with the likes of Tony Harrison, Erislandy Lara, Austin Trout, you know, when Jarrett Hurd got on top of these guys on the inside, you know, he kind of bullied them, he outsized them, he outstrengthed them, and he outworked them on the inside. And I assumed that would work against Julian Williams. And bear in mind, Julian Williams was a guy in the past who has shown vulnerabilities on the inside. He's shown stamina problems, and I felt with a big, strong guy like Jarrett Hurd, that would be the wrong fight to kind of fight. But it wasn't. Julian Williams on the inside, in the pocket, was countering very effectively. His uppercut was beautiful, the right uppercut, landing all night long. The short right hand over Jarrett Hurd's kind of shoulder roll, landing all night long, hooks on the inside, sneaky body shots. Julian Williams on the inside was landing some beautiful work. Jarrett Hurd was having success on the inside too, but his shots were more arm punches, as we know. You know, Jarrett Hurd is not a one-punch knockout artist. He's a guy who likes to wear you down, and a lot of his punches are arm punches. And despite these type of punches having an accumulative effect, they don't always look that effective. They don't always look eye-catching. And that was the case in this fight. You know, Julian Williams was landing the hard, snappy body shots, the hard uppercuts, the chopping right hands. He was landing all of the quality work. He was the guy who was drawing the oohs and the ahs out of the crowd. And Jarrett Hurd's work was more cuffing, it was more arm punches, and it wasn't as effective. Also, Julian Williams outlanded Jarrett Hurd, and I was surprised by that as well, because like I said, Julian Williams in certain fights has shown stamina problems. You can go back to the Nathaniel Gallimore fight or the Ishe Smith fight. You know, in these fights he kind of gassed, and again, I expected that to be the case in this fight against a big, strong pressure fighter like Jarrett Hurd. But Julian Williams stayed strong throughout. He was quality throughout, and he landed the hard, effective punches. Julian Williams also dropped Jarrett Hurd in the second round. I believe it was with a left hook. Kind of a delayed reaction by Jarrett Hurd, but, you know, he was definitely hurt, and he was rocked by several hard shots in that round. And yeah, again, it just goes to show Julian Williams was the guy landing the hard, quality punches, and it offset all the work Jarrett Hurd was doing. To be honest with you, I watched this fight the next day after knowing the results, and I saw a copy of this fight on YouTube, and it was the Fox commentary. The Fox commentary was making it sound a lot more competitive than it was. I felt Julian Williams was the clear winner in this bout. Yes, it was very entertaining. Yes, Jarrett Hurd stayed strong throughout. Yes, he kept trying. Yes, he showed good durability. But in terms of scorecards and winning rounds, Julian Williams was in control throughout, and it wasn't really a close fight, in my opinion. I'm pleased the judges got this right. Julian Williams clearly won this fight, and we now have a new IBF and WBA super welterweight champion. Hopefully Julian Williams can fight the winner of Tony Harrison versus Jamel Charlo 2. That would mean another unification fight in the division, so that would be good news. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable fight. I highly recommend you give this fight a watch. Very entertaining throughout, like I said. Also on the undercard, Matvey Korobov, he scored a draw against Emmanuel Alim. I felt that fight was a bit of a robbery. I felt Matt Korobov won that fight fairly clearly. And, you know, this is the second time in a row Korobov has fought on the PBC, and he's got terrible scorecards against him, so maybe he needs to consider his future. But yeah, share your thoughts below. Tell me what you thought of this fight. Peace.